Welcome back to another episode of Footy Talks. We've been absent for some time, and I get your frustration, I get your excitement towards another episode of Footy Talks. We try to be as consistent as possible from the last upload, but we've had life as it is. So we've not been too active. But the Ballon d'Or is tomorrow, and we wanted to get the video out as soon as possible to predict our top 10 for this year's Ballon d'Or. So this year we've actually had a lot of surprises, a lot of new players that went in last year's Ballon d'Or list, and we decided to share our top 10 with us. So welcome to Footy Talks episode. I'm a co-host. He's the main host, Ibrahim Teslim, and I'm Gochuku Gonibu, and let's get it.
So basically, in this episode, we're just going to try our best. I'm going to make my top 10, and he's going to make his top 10, and eventually, we're going to make, if we have different top 10s, we're going to make a little arguments, short arguments, and basically agree on one option for our top 10. So basically, this is a Footy Talks Ballon d'Or prediction, and of course, the Ballon d'Or is happening tomorrow, or depending on when this video comes out tonight. So we're going to see whether we can predict, and we'll see how many people we predict to be in the top 10 and in their positions. So we did the same video last year. If you haven't seen that, go and check it out. Very interesting video, lots of arguments, and it was very
After this video,
after you check that video out, it was nice. So we're going to start from, I'm going to go from 10 to of course 10 to 1, but so we're going to start from number 10. So of course we have 13 nominations in the Ballon d'Or, but of course, just to make the video more exciting, more fun, we went for the top 10.
Yeah, top 10.
So we basically went for the top 10. So what's your number 10?
Number 10, interestingly, is Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah?
And I know Virgil van Dijk. He didn't.
Like, no offense to Van Dijk, but like, I don't. Van Dijk
to me, he's the best centre back in the world. To me, he's the best centre back in the world. He had a brilliant season last season, even though Isaac owned him in that final. We're not talking about that, but he was exceptional in my opinion. He led Liverpool to the Premier League.
Like with Liverpool last season, they were very good in the Premier League, of course. But like my issue with Liverpool was that they didn't have the Champions League. They didn't go far.
That's why Van Dijk is not here.
To the round of 16 for me personally. So personally for me, my number 10 is Donnarumma. You have Donnarumma in your top 10. So we have to argue. We have to make a decision, of course. We have to make a decision about this. So the year that Madrid won the Champions League, I remember clearly Thibaut Courtois was the 10th. It was the 10th. He finished 10th in the Ballon d'Or, and he had an exceptional season that year. Man of the match in the Champions League final. Had like almost more than 8 saves in the final. So for me, I feel like PSG, Donnarumma basically revived himself because he had hours of seasons 2 seasons ago, and he has been poor, but last season, the season that just passed, it was very, very crucial for PSG. In the semi-final, in the final, he didn't really have much to do in the final, but in the semi-final against Arsenal, when they played the quarter-final, PSG? Aston Villa, it was very crucial because in the second leg, Aston Villa
made like a mad amount of saves.
So for me, I feel like Donnarumma he just has to go here because for me, Van Dijk is a good player, but there's no way you leave like Donnarumma out of the top 10. So
yeah, kind of like, I think I actually agree with him. Van Dijk for me was number 10, but having heard that and having the season that PSG had, I mean Liverpool they didn't even play.
They're pretty much on the
they won everything apart from the Club World Cup. They didn't even play. Liverpool didn't even play in the Club World Cup.
So for me, I feel like I have how many PSG players in the top 10? One, two, I have like I think 5 PSG players in the top 10. So like I feel like they were very good last season. So them and Barcelona, even though Barcelona didn't. Same thing with Liverpool because Barcelona won the league, won the
cup, and
won the Super Cup, and they went far in the Champions League. So I feel like at least some Barcelona players should be mentioned in this top 5. Top 10, my bad. But I don't think any Virgil van Dijk should be in the top 10.
Yeah, kind of like, I think I have to agree with this one. I like Van Dijk. I don't really like Donnarumma. I think he has a mistake in him every 1 or 2 games, but I think I have to go with Donnarumma.
Yes, he has a mistake every 1 or 2 games, but I feel like last season he really showed how good he can be from the Euro 2020 season we saw. Because he was very fantastic in the Euro 2020. Since then, he hasn't really been great, but last season he proved himself and it was fantastic.
I think our number 10 is Donnarumma. So we move on to number 9. And Ryan, what's your number? Who's your number 9?
For me, he's actually very low on this list. Very low, but with the way PSG were, unfortunately for me, it's Pedri.
Wow.
Like, I love Pedri. Like, I think it's the best. I personally, for me, I think it's the best midfielder in the world. But with what PSG won last season, you can't put him above Vertina. So I think him and Vertina are the two best midfielders in the world. But for me, Pedri has to be number 9.
That's interesting because my number 9 is Hakimi.
Ooh.
And the reason Hakimi is this low on the list is because all the other players have like mad statistics. I know Hakimi has like amazing statistics for a fullback, but Nuno Mendes won something with Portugal. Hakimi didn't win anything with Morocco. And let's not go to the court issue with Hakimi, but let's leave that out of the football.
Well, that's not football.
That's not football, so we're gonna leave that out. But for me, Hakimi is number 9 because like all the other players on this list, for me, like they just had a better season than Hakimi. Like statistics, statistics.
Well, you think Nuno Mendes had the better season than Hakimi?
Did you watch Nuno Mendes against Spain?
I watched him against Spain. It was fantastic. He locked up Yamal, but at the same time,
and he locked up Salah.
I think Hakimi is more.
Saka.
Hakimi is more. He offers more for PSG, like, cause going forward, he's one of their best players. I think he had like 15 plus assists, and also how many goals did he have? I think he had like 10.
Yeah.
So he had like 20 something goals contribution. But because my 9 is Pedri, but my 8 is Nuno Mendes. Who is your 8 and 7?
My 8 and 7 is Nuno Mendes and Kylian Mbappe.
So I have Hakimi in 7, I have Nuno Mendes in
8.
So I think, and I had Pedri in.
I had Pedri in number 6.
Number 6. Oh. So basically, from our 7, Mbappe is my 6. So from 9 to 6, it's pretty much the same players, but different order. So okay, I think based on your argument, I don't mind putting Hakimi in. I don't mind putting Hakimi in 9, right?
Yeah.
Hakimi is okay. So I think we can both agree that Hakimi is because I wanted to put Pedri higher, but I was just looking at what.
Yeah,
PSG.
I think you can't put Pedri in number 9. You can't put
Pedri. I love Pedri.
You can't put Pedri in number 9.
Barcelona fans, Real Madrid. But I think Pedri is he's just fantastic. So I feel like I think I don't mind Hakimi being number 9. So who is your number 8?
Number 8 is Nuno Mendes.
Same with me. My number 8 is Nuno Mendes.
PSG, they were fantastic last season. So and I think PSG have the most amount of players in my top 10.
Yeah, same with me.
So Nuno Mendes is my number 8. Simply put, Nuno Mendes was the best left back by far.
Yeah, it wasn't even close.
But
we have Hakimi, some left back.
Yeah,
we have Trent. We had the fantastic season with Liverpool. So like Nuno Mendes, there's not really much competition in left back position. Let's be honest. Who is there?
Left back Nuno Mendes comfortably clears.
Like Nuno Mendes is comfortably. Cuella.
Cuella is the only one that touches. Is it Frimpong? No, Frimpong is a right back. It's a right back.
So it's only Cuella that even touches
Nuno Mendes. So I think Nuno Mendes clearly is the best left back in the world.
Yeah, so
for that distinction, he's my number 8.
My number 8 is also Nuno Mendes.
Okay, Nuno Mendes.
Well, my number 7 was Hakimi, but since we both agreed that
Hakimi is number 9.
So now for my number 8, I think now that I'm thinking about it, I think Pedri should be. My number 8 was actually going to be Pedri, but now that I think about it, I think Mbappe should be lower than Pedri. So I think Pedri. I think Pedri should go for the 6 and Mbappe for the 7. On 7.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly my list. Mbappe is my number 7. I don't have much to say about Mbappe. He's the best in his position.
Yeah, he's the best in his position.
As a striker, but all the others had like more achievements than Mbappe,
because
whether trophies or statistics. So
because as a striker, even though Madrid had a terrible season, and for some people they keep saying Mbappe had a flop season in Madrid, but if you think about it, he had 40 plus goals in his first season in Madrid. Basically broke almost everybody's. He broke Ronaldo's record, he broke Bellon's record, he broke any striker that came to Madrid, he broke their record. So for me, I think Mbappe, even though Madrid underachieved that season, just has to be in the top 10 because he was so good as a striker, and for me, Kane can be in the top 10, but at the same time, same reason with Mbappe.
He didn't really win much.
He didn't really win much, and Mbappe didn't. They can't really count. The only thing Mbappe won was the Super Cup, the UEFA Super Cup, and the FIFA Club World Cup in December. He won it in December.
The International Cup.
Yeah, they changed the name. So for me, I think Mbappe is the only one that can go in there because of his output with goals and assists.
I feel like on his day, he was the best attacker in the world.
Mbappe puts, as a Madrid fan, I'm so happy that for other teams, Mbappe puts fear in there.
Like Barcelona, he was the thorn in our side last season.
Like
he was the guy that
he put fear in.
he was the guy that I consistently.
Yeah, Mbappe was fantastic last season. So I think we both agree for Mbappe
to be number 7.
Number 7. So that means number 6 is
Pedri, and Pedri is the best midfielder in the world.
I think it's the best. Yeah, I think it's
just. Not even trophy. Let's leave the trophies. Let's leave the club out of it.
It's just the best at the
pure football.
Yeah, it's the best at
he's the best. He's the best number 8.
He's the best at controlling the tempo of the game.
Yeah.
He has long passes, short passes. Like, if you want someone to break the game, break the line, Pedri is your man. Because for me, Pedri doesn't have the goals and the assists, but like what he does on the football field is fantastic. Like
no other player can
do what Pedri does. So I feel like Pedri deserves to be in the top 10.
And
so
another underrated thing about Pedri, people think Pedri is weak or Pedri isn't fast or Pedri isn't like a good like he can't defend. Like Pedri had the most recoveries last season over players like Bellingham who are like much more physical, much more taller, much more stronger.
Yeah, so
even more than some CDMs. I think Pedri is really underrated in the physical category.
So before we go into the top 5, I just want to talk about some players that I feel like they could have been in the top 10.
Honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions that could have been in the top 10, but at the same time, just missed out. My number one has to be Ballon. For me, Ballon had a wonderful season. Just because people think because he didn't get the goals as much as his first season in Madrid. Remember, he's playing deeper now, and I think he still had 15 plus goals.
He has 15 goals.
15 goals. Exactly 15 goals. From I think was he we didn't play.
No, he wasn't even this. He wasn't the 10.
He wasn't the 10. So for me, Bellingham had a wonderful season. I think he also had 10 assists or something like that. So for me, Bellingham, even because he didn't have the goals and the assists, I mean, he still had a lot. But at the same time, people think he didn't do well last season because he didn't score as much. Because remember, his first season in Madrid was pretty much the striker. So that's why he has that much goals. So for me, I think Bellingham is.
Yeah, in fact, Bellingham
is an honorable mention to be.
In fact, that's actually. Unscripted. He didn't actually plan for honorable mention, but because he mentioned that fact, Bellingham, in my opinion, was the number 1 underrated player last season, and I feel that he should be top 15 at least. Like just for the like, imagine how better Real Madrid will be with Bellingham coming back into the squad now. Last season, like Bellingham, who can forget the Copa del Rey final? That final was.
Bellingham was fantastic.
Bellingham was the best player, apart from Mbappe coming on.
Bellingham was.
When the first half,
very
Bellingham was everywhere.
Winning the ball. Like, Bellingham doesn't get tired. And also, I have 2 other players. Doesn't mean I'm glazing by but at the same time, I just have to mention them. You have Federico Valverde and, for me, Manchester United, Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, we'll start with Bruno Fernandes because we're talking about Madrid players. Let's start with Bruno Fernandes here. Bruno Fernandes, in my opinion, is the best attacking midfielder in the world. In just pure numbers, in like just if you're a Man United fan, you know the importance of Bruno Fernandes in the team. You know how integral he is. Not just the penalties, not just the ball carrying ability, but the passes he gives. And people often shame him because he's in a shit Man United team.
He whines, he complains.
That's my only issue.
But just pure football. It's probably what it is. I think it's the best.
He's the best attacking midfielder in the world. Just numbers. He just hit 100 goals for Man United against Chelsea. Shows how good he has been. How many years has he been there? 6 years, 100 goals. For like someone who is constantly, imagine the assist now.
That means he averages like 15 goals a year.
15 goals a year. That's mad for a central midfielder. Yeah, 6 years.
Oh wow.
That's mad for a midfielder. So he's hell underrated. So the last player is
which is Valverde, Federico Valverde for me. Federico Valverde is very like it's just a monster.
He can play everywhere.
It's what you want from your captain. Like, if I want somebody to be my this captain, is either Valverde after Carvalho leaves, of course. It goes to be Valverde or Jude Bellingham. Valverde has that heart. Like he fights for the game. Like he doesn't. Valverde is one of the most versatile footballers in the world. He can play right wing. He can play midfield. He can play DM. He can play right back. He can play anywhere you want him to play. He's going to play it for you at a high level. Remember the Champions League final against Liverpool? He had a fantastic game and he played as a right winger. So many games I remember Federico Valverde played. He had world class games, but he didn't play in the centre mid. So that shows how versatile he is. So for me, I feel like it's an honourable mention. Also, Harry Kane, of course, with the goals and everything. But Bayern didn't really win much.
Yeah, and Bayern went really pleasing on the eye. Like Bundesliga is a bad league.
Yeah,
it's not that competitive. So even if
you always expect.
You always expect for a Bayern player to come onto this top 10, they have to do something well in the Champions League.
Yeah,
they have to win the Champions League.
Yeah, so
then the Bayern player can come.
So now we're going into the main discussion
The
about top five. And I have a strong feeling that this is going to be the exact same top 5 tomorrow. And I hope it's going to be the top 5 tonight, depending on when the video comes out, today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
If it comes out, if you say we are seeing this on Monday, so the Ballon is tonight.
So we're seeing this on Sunday, the Ballon is tomorrow.
So thank you. I appreciate you for watching the game because we are very inconsistent. But like we said in the video, we're going to try to be consistent, more consistent.
We're pushing Footy Talks to the moon.
To the moon.
And beyond.
And beyond.
Yeah, let's go. So who's your number 5?
My number 5, Mohamed Salah.
Yeah,
is he also your number 5?
Yeah, he's my number 5.
Wow. Our number 5 is Mohamed Salah. For me, like Salah is
Yeah.
probably after Henry is the second best Premier League player of all time.
To me, he's the best.
Yeah, for me, I think he's the best because
me,
my only issue with Salah is like the game against Atletico. He has was it 2 assists or 1? Yeah, he has started the first goal for Robertson. If you didn't watch that game and you see Mohamed Salah assisted, you'll be like, oh, he's always going to assist. He's a fantastic player. But if you watch that game, he played a shit free kick. It was a free kick and his shot was bad.
Yeah.
His shot was a direct free kick and he mistakenly kicked it. He mistakenly kicked it and the ball was like going to like Chicho and then Robertson touched it and scored. So my issue with like Salah is that on the eye sometimes he may have a bad game, but like that's what makes great players. You might have a bad game, but at the same time you're always going to get an assist or a goal. So that's why I feel like the eye test is fantastic. There's some games that I find Mohamed Salah, he go against Man City, he dribbled like 3 players and he put it. So Mohamed Salah is a lovely footballer. So for me, I feel like he's either second or the best Premier League player of all time because the numbers don't lie. When Salah averages 30 goals in the Premier League season, like that's his normal. How can somebody be scoring in season out 30 goals in the Premier League, the highest league in the world? So for me, I think Mohamed Salah deserves to be 5th or higher. So I think he can even be 4th or 5th, anyone. But he has to be the top 5 for me because Liverpool, even though they didn't go find the Champions League, without him, they're not winning that Premier League. Top goals in the Premier League, top assister in the Premier League. So player of the year, like you can't almost 20 assists in the Premier League.
Yeah, Salah, I don't have much more to say. I think he has put the Salah versus Hazard debate. I don't think that's a debate anymore.
I don't think that's a debate.
I don't think that's a debate.
Eye test, like for pure football.
People talk eye test, but I feel Salah is underrated in the eye test.
Yeah, Salah is
people think he doesn't like the football, like the eye test. He's not good, but if
you cannot be shit at the eye test and have those numbers.
You know that Salah has an amazing touch. Like he on the eye test he's underrated. Hazard may be better, but on the eye test he's underrated. And in the stats, they're not even made. Like they're not comparable.
You can't compare.
They're in a different. Salah's in a different league. So that's what makes Salah stand out for me. And in my opinion, he's the best Premier League player of all time. If he wins the league this season, he's like a top scorer award. Undeniably, he's the best Premier League player of all time. Because how many league titles did he already win? 1, 2, or 3? 2. Salah has already won 2, and he's catching up to him in the goals. I think he already has more goals than Henry. So Salah for me, best Premier player of all time. So number 4. My number 4 is Vitinha.
Oh, same. My number 4 is also Vitinha.
My number 4 is Vitinha. Vitinha, he's not better than Pedri for me though, but Ballon d'Or takes into account for international and club
because he won the Nations League with Portugal and he won
everything domestically and everything. Okay, he didn't win the Club World Cup, but he won the European title.
Yes.
Yeah. So
he won 5 trophies plus
5 trophies
plus the Nations League.
Yeah. So, and he also has the Intercontinental Cup coming up this winter. So, Vitinha for me, he's the next best midfielder after Pedri, in my opinion. He dictates the game. Him, Joao Neves, and Fabian Ruiz, they have like a very good connection with themselves, and I feel that PSG midfield was the best midfield in the world last season. Contrary to what a lot of people think. A lot of people think Barcelona, but I feel like Barcelona's midfield were inconsistent a bit with the injuries and everything. Like De Jong's injury prone, Olmo is injury prone. Only Pedri played all of last season. And I think PSG, Vitinha was one of their best players.
So I don't have nothing much to say with Vitinha. So let's just go into the top 3.
Yeah,
top 3. For me, let's make this interesting. So we're going to do your number 1, number 2, and number 3. So let me start. So my number 1 is my Ballon d'Or. Usman Ballon d'Or.
Usman Ballon d'Or.
Usi! Usman Dembele.
Dembele, yeah.
My number
Deserved.
My number 2, I think he's actually Barcelona's best player. Rafinha. And my number 3 is Lamine Yamal. So what's your top?
So my number 1, Dembele. Like no strings attached. Then Usman Dembele deserves 2025 Ballon d'Or. We'll get to that in a second. My number 2 is Lamine Yamal, and I'll explain like in the detail why Lamine is number 2.
Yeah, Barcelona fan. So
and
I really want to.
Number 3 is Rafinha. It's Rafinha.
So okay, we both agree that Dembele is number 1.
Dembele is number 1.
So our only issue here is the Rafinha and the
Lamine Yamal.
So do you want to start?
So I'll start. The reason Yamal is number 2 and Rafinha is number 3 is that Yamal was more integral to the teams he played in. You can take Rafinha out of Brazil. Brazil are so shit.
But at the same time, with the Brazil, with international debates, like South America didn't really have a tournament to play. Like,
but they had qualifiers.
Qualifiers didn't, like, let's be honest, like nobody really cares about the qualifiers. You don't care about the top scorer of the qualifier. You mentioned that only the top scorer of the European qualifiers right now. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares.
No, I think it's is it Haaland? I think it's Haaland.
Yeah, probably Haaland.
It's probably Haaland.
But I think Ronaldo is second.
Yeah, Ronaldo is second. In South America, I think it's Messi is the top.
Messi is the top scorer. But like, I was thinking, like, nobody really. So it's unfair to like do that for European.
But Yamal is important to Spain. Even in the qualifiers, I mean,
I get what you mean.
I get what you mean. So Yamal for me, let's go to the club side now. Leave the national team. Let's go to the club side. Yamal carried Barcelona in the late stages of the Champions League. I don't think we get past Inter. Like we didn't get past Inter, and I don't think we'll get even close to getting past Inter if Yamal didn't like perform. Who can forget that first leg? I think that first leg was one of the best performances in the Barca shirt since Messi left. Shows how good Yamal was that day. Taking players on, beating players, scoring that fantastic goal. He was everywhere. He was in the newspapers after. He was in the highlights. I mean, we moved to the Nations League against France, against Mbappe, against Doué, against Dembele. Contenders for the Ballon d'Or. Yamal showed up. Yamal was the player of the match. Yamal scored 2 goals. I mean, the guy is fantastic. I mean, for me, he's number 2. And let's talk about the eye test. Yamal is, for me, the best in the world when it comes to eye test.
I get your point. But at the same time, with Rafinha, the only game against Madrid, Rafinha scored. Yeah. All the games against Madrid, Rafinha scored. Rafinha scored in all the games against Madrid. Rafinha, like the season before last season, the season that nobody will expect Rafinha to have this season yet. Rafinha is Barcelona's not top scorer, but most goals and assists in the Barcelona team. Rafinha almost, he didn't tie Ronaldo's record in the Champions League.
No, he didn't tie. No, he tied it.
He tied Ronaldo's record with the most goal contributions.
Ronaldo had less
games. One game less. Rafinha had 1 game more than 1.
Yeah,
but at the same time, Rafinha most goal contribution in the Champions League, most goal contribution for the Barcelona team. The only game Rafinha didn't show up for was the Inter game. At the same time, he scored a goal in both legs. So Rafinha for me, I think Lamine Yamal is the most important player for Barcelona for them to function well. Yeah. But the stats and the goals and the assists that Rafinha put up last season was just out of this world. So I feel like Rafinha deserves.
I feel that you can't change any of them.
I feel there's no wrong answer. But for me, personally, I just feel like Rafinha is just so underrated. He got towards the end of the season, people forgot how crucial. There was a period where Lamine Yamal was injured. Lamine Yamal was injured. Like Rafinha was scoring, assisting,
around the middle of the season.
Around January, December. So like Rafinha was fantastic for me because.
But one thing that Yamal wins is just the
magic.
Marketability of Yamal. Like
Yamal is very marketable. Because any argument for Yamal, for Yamal, it's just 17. Of course, it's just 17, but at the same time, like they just use that as just to boost
shield.
Just to boost how good he is. Oh, he's very, very good. Like if you look at almost all the posts from Romelu, Lamine Yamal as just 17. Just like they always try to involve his age. So for me, I feel like Rafinha is just very unappreciated.
Yamal.
I
And I
feel like
feel that the
appreciate
journalists they would pick Yamal over
Yeah.
Rafinha. But
but I feel like Rafinha deserves a shot.
so who's our
personally for me,
two?
if them I know, personally for me, if Dembele didn't win the what do you call it, the treble, I think for me Rafinha, if Barcelona won the Champions League, I think Rafinha would have been my number one. But unfortunately for me, Usman Dembele, it was my Ballon d'Or, it was my Ballon d'Or. I love PSG fans, man. I just love PSG fans. I would have believed that Dembele from 3 years ago would be the Ballon d'Or winner now. So I think, okay, what are we going to agree on?
So I think I can agree to Rafinha being number 2 and Yamal being number 3 because of the statistics and just the passion Rafinha has for the club. I mean, Rafinha rarely got injured. He rarely ever got injured, and Yamal was. There were some games Yamal showed his immaturity.
Yeah.
There were some games Yamal was off and on. Rafinha was just consistent, very, like Pedri, consistent throughout the season.
So we've done our top 10 now.
Yeah.
Let's just go through it and hope we get majority of this correct. And of course, remember there are also other awards given out tomorrow, and you can check those videos out on our TikTok, Instagram, and other socials. We'll make short videos, quick analysis on who we think is going to win the Golden Boy, the top Yashin Award,
Best Manager, Yashin Award,
Best
Goal
Club,
Scorer,
and best goal scorer, best goalkeeper. Is that Puskas? No, Puskas is for
FIFA.
For FIFA, FIFA awards. So we're going to go through our top.
You can put yours in the comments below. Yeah,
of course.
put your top 10.
Always
if you disagree, if you agree, any
some
hot takes, put them in the comments below.
So our top 10 again goes like this. We agreed on Donnarumma, 10, Hakimi, 9, Nuno Mendes,
number 8,
Mbappe, 7, Pedri, number 6, Salah, 5, Vitinha,
4,
Yamal, 3, Rafinha, 2, and
Usman
Usman
Dembele as the winner of the
Ballon d'Or.
So you can
2024, 2025.
Yeah. So if you disagree, if you agree, put it in the comments. Don't forget to like, don't forget to follow all our social media pages.
Link to be in the description.
Yeah, links will be in the description, and
check our other videos out on our TikToks and Instagram accounts. So see you till next time. Bye.